It is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
This is just a quick little video, just with some SJPORR Challenge 2014 updates. As you've been aware, there's been heaps going on in the background. A lot of it around terms and conditions and sponsorship document and the website, getting everything sort of sorted out and ready to launch. Well, I've done some testing on the website and the website is ready to launch now. Okay, it's not going to be absolutely complete. There's still some bits of the website that are currently still fermenting, so bear with. Alrighty, here is our site, www.sjporrchallenge.com. So the link will be down in the bottom of the comment section. It'll be splashed up all over the place. You'll be able to find it, no problems at all. Now I just wanted to take the opportunity just to walk people through the website, just in case you came against a little glitch or something like that, and just to show you the bits that are working and the bits that we haven't started on yet, such as voting. We click over to voting, this part is still fermenting. Okay, we haven't designed this part of the site yet, so don't be worried if you don't see anything there. Let's jump back home. The main purpose for releasing the site right now is to give you some information, to have an official place to go so that you can see who the hubs are, how many people have registered so far, and register yourself. Also, some dates. We've set the dates down the bottom, so these dates, they're sort of set in concrete, but we do have some flexibility to move them around a little bit. Now the dates are for a 7-week window per country and per final. You can see here that the US, they have so many brewers involved that there's going to be semi-finals. So the semi-finals will be run and then the finals will be run later on in the year. Now we've tried to accommodate these dates for seasons, for events such as in New Zealand. August 22nd to 24th, Beervana weekend, is when we'll be doing our hub swap. If any other hubs have got important dates that they want to put into this, let us know and we'll see if we can get these fitted. See if we can get them fitted in. But the main thing is shipping to a hub. Whoops, shipping to a hub. This is our 2-week window that brewers can get their beers packed and shipped to their local hub. So this allows the hub to gather all the beers together, mark that they've collected them, and get them ready and split, ready for shipping out. So we then have a week to ship the beers out to the respective brewers. So remember, this is a swap. You're going to be swapping a beer with every one of your fellow countrymen and internationally later if you're in the top 3. So the timing to make sure that we get beers in and out the door is really critical because it starts to hold up the whole works. So hence why we've got some dates here to say, hey look, we want to get the beers out to you by then and we want you to review your beers by this date. Now when you come to review the beers, we'll be doing it on this site. So that's cool, it's one easy place that you can come to, and there'll be a video about how to do your voting when the voting site is actually put together. Now don't be worried about having to have a computer with you while you do your voting, because there will be a form that you can download as well and take it away and scribble on it and spill beer all over it, etc., and then come back and log it into the computer later on. Alright, we have some terms and conditions. So when you register, we've got some terms and conditions for you to agree to. Okay, this competition is going forward in a big way, and the only way that we can make it go forward properly is we have a couple of rules. So we've got some rules, check them out, make sure you're familiar with them, and all will be dandy. We also have a media pack. If you click on this, it will take you to a Google Drive where you'll find sponsor document. Here we go. It's a sponsor document, some intro videos that you would have seen on this video, and also some artwork that you can use. Now, to grab it, just click on it, it'll open up. Down the bottom down here, there's a little download button. Click on the download and download the artwork. Now there'll be some more artwork that sort of pops up over time, some bigger, higher resolution images and bits and pieces, but this is your one-stop shop for all the bits and pieces that we're sharing about the SJPORR Challenge. You know, logos that we want you to use, the sponsors' logos as they appear. Back to the page. We have a login. Okay, so once you're registered, you'll need to log back in again so that you can register your votes. Now, I'll show you what that's all about by actually registering. So click on registration. Here's a little form. Fill in your name. Paul. Worksted. And my email, paul.worksted brooksteed@me.com, and my country is New Zealand. My state, let's not worry about filling in my state in bits and pieces. My address, where I'm going to have the beers shipped to. All this information is going to be kept private, so don't worry about putting it in there and everybody knowing what your address is. The only people that will ever see your address are the people that are responsible for your hub. Right, we also have down here an option to select a Bjcp style guideline. Now, it's not a requirement. You can click not brewed to any style if you so wish. But if you have brewed it to a style and you want to tell everybody else what that style is, click on it and it will appear when we go to the voting side. It'll show what that Bjcp style is and gives people an idea of what you brewed to. Conditions. Accept your terms and conditions and continue. Alright, when I hit save, also one other thing in here, your YouTube username. If you've got a YouTube username, your handle, whatever you have, fire it in there so that we can start to spread your YouTube channel around and get other people to start watching your review videos, etc. Okay, let's save. Right, here's a little important bit of information. This number is your unique registration number. This is what you're going to need to log back into the system again. This, along with the email that you provided over here, and this number is your unique identifier so that when you log in, we know who you are and what beers you need to vote against. Also, we're going to use this number to identify your beer. So on your beer bottle that you send out, if you can include this as part of the label, that would help tremendously in the hub. If there's no label on it, we don't know whose the beer is and we can't sort of allocate it properly. So please remember this number, it's really important. When you save, it's also going to email it to you, so it'll be sitting in your inbox, obviously to the email address that you entered in there. So that is it. I have registered. Click the close button. There's a bit of ice falling down. And it takes me back to the home page. And you can see, here's my number up here now, and it also says log out. So I'm currently logged into the system. Now, you don't have to worry about logging out. It'll time out after a bit of time, so don't worry about it. You just need to remember that when you need to log in, you need to fill in your email address that you used, and your number. Oops. Oops. If you remember it. There we go. Boom! We log back into the system again. The only way to vote, of course, is if you're logged in. Now, hopefully this will help you out. We have some interesting information down here, so we're going to start chucking in some charts and showing where the beers are and how many people have voted for what and all that kind of interesting stuff as all that data comes in. So please keep on checking back on the site and having a look. But for the interim, please come, register yourself so that we know who you are, where you're from, and then we'll allocate you to your hub, and your hub coordinator will get in contact with you. Cool stuff, eh? Alrighty. Whew. Hard work. I'm going to take a drink now. It's hard talking about stuff. Okay. So, you know what you're going to brew. We've got a website now. You can check the dates out of when you have to have beers ready by. We've got some hubs in there. You'll be able to contact your hub and find out what's going on and ask any questions that you need. We'll give you information about our sponsorship as it comes through. You've got some access to some media and bits and pieces. Pretty much all the questions are answered for you on the website. The only question that's not answered is, what are you going to brew? What kind of beer are you going to brew? Another important question that's popped up, and it's something that's really hard to answer actually, because it's based on numbers, and that's how many bottles of beer do I need to brew? So that all depends on how many people register. We've sort of got an idea of how many countries we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries. So out of all those 6 countries, let's take New Zealand for example, because I'm from New Zealand. Let's say we have 24 brewers in New Zealand that are taking place in the SJPORR Challenge 2014. That's 24 beers that we need to swap. So you need to have 24 bottles of beer to swap with those other 24 brewers, and in return you'll get 24 bottles of beer back. Those bottles you do your scoring and your rating on, because they're all different, they're all interesting, and we want to work out who's the top 3. Once each country has announced their top 3 winners, we're going to ship 1 beer to every other top 3 brewer. So if you are one of the top brewers in your country, you need to provide a beer to every other brewer in every other country that's in the top 3. So if there are 6 countries and they all have 3 top brewers, that's 18 bottles of beer. Now you don't have to send them to the individual brewers. You send them to your hub in your country, the hub puts them together and sends them to each other hub in all the other countries. And likewise, all the other hubs do the same thing and distribute the beers out to the individual brewers and send beers back to you, or send beers back to the hub for the hub to ship on and pass back to the top brewers. Once you have all your international beers sitting there, you can start voting on them. And you can start ranking them to announce the worldwide top 3 winners. Top 3 winners. The top 3 winners in the world. The best beers. The beers with the X factor. That's the prize. Being announced number 1 in the world. That's big bragging rights. But yeah, so I hope that sort of helped people sort of understand the scale of the swap and the logistics that's sort of involved behind the scenes with the hubs of how many bottles of beer and how many different people and how we got to get these beers in. So the dates are really important, that we sort of stick by our dates. Yeah. So generally, that's the gist of it. One big massive swap of beers. Now the cost, sponsorship, that's what we're after. That's why we've sat down and we've taken the time to write the terms and conditions, to write a sponsorship document and to put a website together. Create a presence, create something that says, this is real, this thing is moving forward and we're going to do this every single year. So sponsors out there, if you want to be involved in this and if you want to have your logo as an impression over the duration of this challenge on all the YouTube videos that are going to come out talking about the beers and reviewing the beers, that's a lot of impressions. That's a hell of a lot of impressions actually, and that's pretty good sponsorship money, bang for your buck if you ask me. It's maybe 9 months out of the year that you're going to have your logo appear. So think about the sponsors in your local area that can help out with your national shipping and even your international shipping. Put your thinking caps on. You know, the more money, the more ideas that we have for sponsorship, do a bake sale. We might have some t-shirts to sell to raise some money, so that ultimately at the end, this doesn't come out of the pocket of the brewer. We just want to brew good beer, we want to swap good beers. And I think we can probably do this really well. Anyway, I hope this has helped clear up some questions, and I hope to see some people registering soon. Now, bear in mind, the server is only just new, and there may be a couple of little teething problems with it. So if there's a little outage, just hang fire, just drop us an email or something. We can sort something out. We know who you are, we'll make sure that you're registered. So cheers, have yourself another one.
It is time. It is time to brew your best beer.